So, here we are. We've made it to one of the most biggest, greatest animated television series in history. It's come to this. We give our opinions about it, and boy, do we have lots to say.
Exactly.
This is going to be a mixed one, but it's a big mix and a big bowl of, comedy genius. And...
Shut up, Meg.
Over the horizon.
Beloved First Sight? Okay. As usual, I do remember like it was just yesterday. But before I got straight into Family Guy, I remember seeing some special features on the DVD of Ice Age 2. And that was when it was this cutaway with Peter, reminiscing on the fact that he... Wait, how did it go again? But it has something involved with him, freezing his nuts, which turned out to be Scrat's nuts from Ice Age, and he attacked him. So yeah, I first got to know Family Guy from, Ice Age. But in all seriousness, the point is, my first ever Family Guy episode was a fish out of water.
Cool. For me, how I first saw Family Guy, I just went straight forward to it. First got introduced to it, of course, with Adult Swim. Because, when I was a kid, I always wonder why they don't show a lot of Cartoon Network shows at night. And then I get introduced to this new network called Adult Swim, where, I would see, like, these classic, Adult Swim shows, like, including Family Guy, like King of the Hills, Squidbillies, Akati Hunger Force, The Cleveland Show, Bob's Burgers, what's another one that I can name? Oh wait, there's like so much, but yeah, with me it was one of the classic episodes. I think the first one I ever watched, like I'm just going through my memories, was the one with Quagmire and Loretta having an affair.
Oh, Cleveland Loretta Quagmire.
Yeah, that's the only one I can remember like deep down.
Alright, that's fine. This is why we're here. Listen down like greatest and worst and everything.
Well, yeah, when I first saw that episode as a kid, of course I want to get all the jokes, but like just questioning a lot, why they did this and that. I did like the scene where Cleveland, just ate a spinach and just became Popeye at that point.
Exactly. This is one of these mini shows that can, have memories. Like whenever I hear certain quotes or different scenes, it's like deja vu. It's be like, oh my god, so this is the episode where that came from.
Yeah. Another episode that I watched was what was it? Oh yeah, the one where Meg and Chris are trying to cover up what they did to Stewie because they're running, and then Stewie fell down the stairs and hit his head.
Oh yeah, that's one of the worst ones ever. And tried to pin the blame on Lewis when she inadvertently ran over him and
be back
again.
Okay, so yeah. What you're saying about the episode was talking about being the worst episode. I mean, to put the blame on Lois, but back then I thought Peter was pretty slick with that, just putting the blame on somebody else, you gotta admit.
Alright, well, true, but still, it's...
Well, yeah, I know, and the fact that the Stewie didn't know what happened afterwards, Oh, but one of the worst Stewie episodes that I didn't like was, well, this is the time where Brian was the voice of reason, but he kept his word about the money and him beating the shit out of Brian.
Oh, Patriot Games. Okay, well, yeah. That might be bad for you, and it's a mix for me because it's one of the more better episodes, and I did everything about it, and of course. Well, yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying for that parts of the episode that was kind of woo, because I saw that as a kid. I was like, wait, why is he beating up Brian? Until catching up what he was trying to say. Where's my money? Where's my money? And then you gotta admit that was brutal.
Of course, yes, and well, you should have said moments instead of episodes, since you said just that part to be specific, but. But the funniest thing about that is how it was referenced and memed and everything, because I seen that especially in Sonic videos with Shadow being of Sonic.
But in the end of the episode, because Stewie was afraid of Brian, of like what he was trying to do, and then the whole time, he was not worried about anything until like Brian like pushed him in front of the bus.
Yes.
Yeah. But I gotta say, the darkest Stewie episode has to be was his evil clone.
Oh, definitely, yes.
Yeah. You're trying to make a clone, but that's even more evil than you. With Stewie's development, just being evil in like the first couple of seasons, and then in later episodes, I don't really mind him. Now he's just funny and gay. Who's it like that?
Yeah, I think he kind of gave away in the character direction.
That's alright.
But yeah, I do get the point, which we will expand on later. But the point of the episode was him trying to like be evil. Like he created a clone on accident.
And we know what happens with Stewie's clones. I mean, yeah, but with that kind of clone, ooh, and especially like taking a woman's car and like slicing her in half.
And yeah, there was actually a deleted scene about that too, where evil Stewie went over to that kid that's been supposed.
I saw that too. I was like, wait, I saw them in the window, and they're like, wait, what is he doing? I was like, oh, and you saw the parents, and like it was like massacre.
It was like, oh, that's an adult ear.
Yeah. Especially when the evil Stewie clone, cut out Brian's so it fit into like Stewie.
Oh.
And the fact that he put batteries in Brian's nose, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Yo. But at the end, they were trying to fight it out, and then, like, eventually, like, the evil Stewie got defeated. But the plot twist to that was, like, the whole time, Stewie got defeated, and that was evil Stewie the whole time. I was like, wow, what a plot twist.
Actually, yeah, while that may be a little bit of a plot twist, like, he actually did kill the evil Stewie, though.
I was the same when I first saw it.
Oh yeah, I understand too, because when I first saw that on Villain's Defeat, I was like, oh, okay, evil Stewie. And then when I saw the actual episode, it's just Stewie turning to the camera with that Michael Jackson Thriller reference. It's just hints that he's still evil, nevertheless, despite him, being flanderized.
But going to that, yeah. Another one I liked was a special. The first ever Family Guy special I ever saw was like the Star Wars one.
Yes. Oh wait. For me, the first Star Wars one I saw was something Dark Side. Which one was for you?
Huh?
Oh wait, which one did you see?
For what? The special?
Oh wait, you said the first ever Star Wars special, so that would be Blue Harvest.
Yeah. And when I saw that, I was like, this is pretty cool.
I did too. Like something Dark Side was like the funniest one in my opinion. Even though I haven't seen Blue Harvest or It's a Trap.
I've seen the rest. It's pretty cool. Like everything of like Star Wars parody, because what they do with these kind of parodies and like combining them to each other, it's pretty impressive.
And what's even more impressive is that George Lucas actually approved by letting them have permission with it, because since he's a fan of Family Guy.
Wow, that's pretty cool. And yeah, and that special, like, yeah, I just like how they parody, like, no, not technically parody, but brought one of their characters from another show called American Dad. I like how they brought Roger. I really knew that was him as a kid.
Oh well, yeah, that was It's a Trap.
Yeah. And like, I like this idea of Stewie being Darth Vader the whole time, and it's really cool. And like in one of them, like, remember when their Carter was talking about like Seth Green?
Okay, you might be like flip flopping to like other different ones, because the only one I saw was something Dark Side.
Oh, okay, because we call it. Carter was talking about like, yeah, this was still like one of the Star Wars parodies, but he was talking shit about like Seth Green and Chris. Of course, Chris has to talk with again,
Oh, wait. Oh wait, you did say Carter, but and something Dark Side at the end when Chris and Peter were arguing about Robot Chicken doing the Star Wars parody first, and then it ended with Chris like swearing him off.
I mean, that's another good one. But yeah, he was talking hella shit about Seth Green, and then Chris was bringing up the great movies he's been in the shows he's been in, and I was like, wow. But yeah, that was a good special, like, overall. What you brought up is one of my favorite episodes of all time with with Brian and Stewie. It's like one of the best.
Okay. Well. Oh wait. You mean the episode literally called Brian and Stewie, or some other one? Because.
Or the one where they go to different dimensions.
Oh, Road to the Multiverse. Yes.
Yeah, that's like one of my favorite ones.
Yes. Yeah, mine too. Let's see. See what was it? Of course, I did like that ugly blocky universe where they went like, nah. That was hilarious. And then, of course, It's a Wonderful Day for Pi, the Disney universe.
That's one of my favorites. Yeah, especially the song was so good.
It was.
For pie, for pie. Oh no! And then that joke overall with the Jew, I'm like, wow. Yeah. But what I liked about it was like how they were so creative with it. Even the one with Robot Chicken, oh dang, and especially Stewie making that joke. And then I just like how Seth Green and Seth MacFarlane collaborate a lot, not just with the voices but with shows.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah. Oh, remember when they went to the real life dimension and they got so worried?
Oh, it's just Brian. This feels weird. Hit the button.
Remember that scene? Love it, hate it. Love it, hate it. Oh man. And what do you call it? Oh yeah, the last one they went to is
yeah, a universe run by dogs.
I was before I mentioned that, another one I was about to mention was, oh yeah, when they were in that widescreen dimension, but it didn't really have nothing. But it showed a promo for the Cleveland show.
Oh, it did.
Yeah. But yeah, now the last dimension, where humans are dogs and dogs are humans. I thought that was a very clever idea.
It is the only thing that I remember from it. I mean, well, the first thing, even though I have seen the episode, but the one thing that I do remember from it is just hey, you pick up that poop. You heard him, Brian. Pick up my poop.
Okay, as a kid, you know what I got when I first watched that scene? Okay, I didn't really pick up the poop. You know what I thought Brian did?
What?
I thought he ate it as a kid. Because he was so disgusted afterwards. You can't blame me.
I mean, he did do it in the episode literally called Brian and Stewie.
I'm like, Jesus. But yeah, remember when he was getting, seduced by that, woman that was acting like a dog? Damn, Brian was enjoying that. But yeah, meeting the dog versions of Family Guy and the human version of Brian, immediately the puppy version of Stewie already knew what was going on.
Yes.
Which was clever, yes. But with Stewie, this he got arrested and they were trying to break him out. And yes, they got the dimension working, and they went back. But you and Brian want to go with them to experience a new world, but he got killed.
Yes.
Let's see here, another good one. Oh yeah, the one where Peter found out that he's actually Irish because of his father. He was trying to find his Irish father,
which he eventually did, and then oh wait, no, I can't give that away. I gotta say that separately. But it was great to know how well they got along, and well, Peter's first father of that was kind of dark when he said his last words. Just be Peter, come here. It was you're a fat, stinking, stupid drunk or whatever he said, and then boom.
And the fact that I was learning about Peter's backstory about where he was originally from, that he was born in Mexico.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a little bit confusing and cool at the same time.
Originally she didn't want Peter, but after seeing how he was, just wanted to keep him. It took good. Yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. Speaking of family, remember Peter's sister?
Oh, who couldn't? And yeah, so she was the reason that Peter is the way he is towards Megan. And just the thing. Oh wait, no, go ahead.
Then whenever she teases him or bully him, he tends to stutter whenever he's about to pee his pants.
Well, yes.
But go on.
And just to think, at the end of the episode, when it was like, I love you, Dad, I love you, Meg, where you think everything is going to be good, but oh no, it's just a status quo, just needs to, be that way.
You know what that kind of reminds me of? Even though that came, before, it reminds me of Jeffy's parents with Jeffy, saying, he'd be good tomorrow, but the next episode, inside Jeffy, woo, what's up, bullshit?
Of course, because everyone always just needs to follow with, hey, this show or movie is successful, but it can't be successful all the time. Let's just be stupid about it, because that's the way how everyone else did it.
You know what's so funny though? Fun fact, with Jeffy, I know we're talking about Family Guy, but Lance, actually revealed in one of his Q&As that the reason Jeffy doesn't laugh that much is because whenever he tries to laugh with Jeffy, it sounds like Peter Griffin.
What?
It does. And he actually showed it while voicing, doing the Jeffy voice, and I was like, oh my god.
That's insane. Funny, but insane.
Yeah, it is insane. But yeah, finding out they didn't really give us a backstory about him and his sister in childhood. I would always show flashbacks about just Peter, which is a good thing. Just try to think of the good memories.
I mean, yeah.
Another one. Yeah, speaking of memories, you remember that Christmas special with Patrick Swayze?
Yes, it's one of the best interpretations of A Christmas Carol that I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god, is that Patrick Swayze?
And then Ghost House, Road House, Ghost Road, House, Road Ghost.
Ghost. I love that scene.
Another one is I remember those those cross-eyed carolers who were like, have you heard the story that they're telling about Bethlehem? Have you heard the story of the Jesus child?
Oh my god. And remember we call it with Peter's flashback of his childhood, getting cookies and all of that. And we see his friend, what was it, Holden?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, hold it in. Oh man. And I like how Kevin played that character.
Me too.
Yeah. Hold it in. That was funny as hell. But yeah, and then you saw the one where it would be different if Peter was an abusive, father, if he drank a lot.
Switching episodes. Okay, so that's another one of my favorite ones.
Oh no, that's with Dev. I'm sorry. I'm going back. I'm sorry, my fault. Because I was kind of getting twisted. Sorry, my fault. Wait, another one. Oh yeah, remember when they were visiting? What was it?
Visiting what? Who?
What was it? Oh yeah, Ollie's house. And explaining how.
Oh, right. Yes, I remember.
What is this? Go. What? Bad. Oh. Phil did excellent. Sure
did. Let's see other different ones. Oh, well, I mean, at the very end of the episode, I just always every time when Carter bends over to get a present, his robe opens and I always say ball. And Stewie's, he's like, oh god, it's just 2 eggs and an old handkerchief.
Remember when Peter was jumping in Patrick Swayze's hair?
Yes.
Let's see here, going back. Let's see, another good one that I can't remember. Well, yeah, we could name, any episode.
I mean, we did say, oh, okay.
Oh, no, go ahead, though.
No. I mean, we could just name it as we want, and then we go down to top 10s, yeah.
Okay, so the darkest episode of Quagmire and, the deadliest was, of course, either when he got, charged as a sex offender or when his sister got abused a lot. That's for a tie, because with him getting charged, we learned the backstory of why he is what he is today. Because think about it, his father was always in the military. His mother was the W word and all that. Really, you can't blame him. And he legit learned his ABCs by all the boyfriends his mother had.
Oh, so that's why.
And with the abusive boyfriend for his sister, yeah. Oh, in the episode didn't start out really good. Like, it was supposed to be like a fishing trip with him, Joe, and Peter, but finding out he actually, himself. That was like, wow, oh my, that is so dark. But I like how Peter announced the fact that there's like, clown pee in the TV. But yeah. Other than that, it was so dark. The fact that, Jeff, yeah, that's his name. He kept abusing her, and they wanted to do something. They didn't even tell Joe to like kill him, but he can't do that. He said, "I would arrest you if you say that." But until he saw like the window where she got abused, now he knew. So they took Jeff into the woods, but Jeff already knew their plan somehow, and he knocked out Peter and Joe and took Quagmire, and then he was trying to crush him with a car. But lucky enough, when he was trying to choke Quagmire, he already has reflexes, so he ended up killing Jeff.
Yes.
But go on with yours.
With what? Like, I don't have one plan.
Like the one I said before, like with what was it? With Death.
Okay. What?
No, when I was saying about like when Peter was a drunk, abusive father.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, the episode called Friends of Peter G, where Peter and Brian go to this AAA meeting AA meeting, and they just sneak beer in, and then of course, like, Peter died of what was it? Drunk driving incident, and then Dev takes him around about like how things are going to be different with him gone. And it did shift with him showing how he's either going to be abusive or he's going to be sober.
Exactly. And when it gets to the abusive part, of course, lighting his cigarettes to everybody's, arms. And for some reason, Stewie has a fetish for that. Like, he'd try to get seconds.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, Stewie, you stupid, laugh and cry, F and cry, what's the difference?
But sober Peter was like, wow. And they even changed up the voice for him.
and of course, when it comes to censorship, they sometimes censor it. Like, and like the TV version, he says, "Who the bleep is this jerk?" But it's actually, "Who the F is this?"
Yeah. Just trying to drink his milk while Joe and Quagmire's doing their business and all that. And, it was hugs, high fives, or what was it?
Yes, you got it right. Hugs, high fives, and handshakes.
Which is like, okay, this cannot be Peter. This, because it's a different Peter, but like, wow. Just imagine the timeline changing for that point.
I mean, but it would be right to set things straight to the way they were when Family Guy first started. But the funniest part, in my opinion, of that episode would have to be those two drunk seagulls.
Mm-hmm. Wait, is that the one where one of the seagulls started eating like chicken?
I mean, mentioning chicken, so like let's find a buckets that have KFC on them. That's bird meat, dude. You're eating another bird.
And you know what that always kind of reminds me of? That one episode of Looney Tunes where Porky's, eating, I don't want to, it's just kind of difficult how that was put out. I was like, but Porky was eating it afterwards. I was like, why Porky?
I mean, it's like they don't know at first, and then eventually find out, being like, oh, okay, I'm just going to get used to it now. I'm a cannibal.
It kind of reminds me of that dark episode with Adventure Time with Lemon Grab. Yikes, when he ate his own brother.
Jesus.
Yeah. Also, I'll be back.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, since I mentioned that friends, the first appearance of Jerome, like the episode, like, that was a cool episode. It was kind of like a awesome, weird, into like, what the hell? Especially that scene with Jerome and Lois, when she was, choking.
Okay, well, yes. Even though yes, he's performing a Heimlich maneuver, but it's something else, and Peter was just spazzing out of control because since Jerome used to be Lewis's ex-boyfriend.
Oh yes, I got that part, but I was just like mentioning that part, especially like I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I like what you're saying.
But afterwards, Peter wanted to get revenge, which, him, setting his house on fire back, but like, why? And, Lois offering, Jerome to live with them and all that. But Jerome, yeah, he's a cool dude. What are your opinion of that episode?
Well, yes, he's cool. Yeah, I agree. It was great for him to take over the drunken clown.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that all started because of the baseball episode.
Yes.
But yeah, another episode was like kind of like another what the f is going on. It's the episode where Peter actually shoots Cleveland Jr.
Oh, yeah, that one right there. I mean, but the ending was kind of a little bit funny, but everything itself, he just...
Yeah, you want to do it again?
You do what?
You want to do that ending?
Okay. Mr. Griffin?
Yeah.
Just so you know, I'm gonna be coming for your ass.
What?
I'm saying it's on. You ever felt the cool steel of a switchblade pressed against your temple? Mr. Griffin, I'm just kidding. Or am I? You're gonna be thinking about that, you fat bitch. See you later.
And just finding out like the backstory of like Cleveland Jr. That's a fake Cleveland Jr. that he was talking to, because in a Cleveland show episode it is revealed that Cleveland Jr. was a spy and he killed the original Cleveland Jr.
Oh, no wonder why the Cleveland show is hated too.
Well, not because of that episode, it's because, again, being a rip-off of Family Guy, but I liked it. There was funny moments here. There was especially surprises with the cast, especially.
I was just making a joke, but I do understand.
Yeah. But, yeah, this is the beginning of the episode, there's him actually shoot him, and I was like, oh, damn. And then when they're in the hospital room and they're like saying what was going on, he says, I couldn't hear him because wearing headphones and everything. And why are you going through the window? Because his dad doesn't want the AC to breathe out a lot by the door. Which that's smart, but at least do it fast.
I mean, just that's a poor excuse.
But yeah. And Cleveland saying, I already have a bullet in my son. I don't need it in my my wallet. And Donna was saying, I want this racist out the room. And then Dr. Harmon was like, racist? I put this for everyone. Oh, you're talking about him.
That's what I just like about Family Guy in general. The writing can sometimes be just funny and memorable.
Mm-hmm. But when it came to the court scene, I didn't like what they did to Cleveland Jr., just framing him and all that.
Yeah, that was a low blow.
Mm-hmm. But at least what Cleveland did for Peter was very, justice. Just him talking about history, and then everybody left. I was like, wow. But yeah, that was a wow episode. Oh yeah, another episode related to Cleveland was when Cleveland moved back to Quahog.
You mean the episode He's Black where Donna spanked Chris?
Yeah. That episode itself was oh, just for a vase. I know it's from your family and all that, but goddamn. And I did like that joke Stewie made towards Rallo though, saying something about the Boondocks.
Oh yeah, he called him a Boondocks knockoff.
But yeah. And then when you go inside Cleveland's house, he was like, what happened to my house? And just the one is people renting and all that. But yeah, you can't split up friends because your wives are having an argument. That's their problem. Leave them alone, okay?
Of course, yeah.
But there was that one scene I was like, oh my god, I was like, that's clever. I was like, what? When Donna was looking at the drunken clam, window, and they switched skin colors, Peter and Cleveland.
Yeah.
Especially how they were doing it. They were like, quick, do it. Okay, she's gone. Okay. But they eventually resolved their problem by what was it? What kind of activity they were doing?
Oh yeah, it was what was it? Three-legged race, and yeah.
Yeah. And then Lois and Donna were commenting, saying just put your differences aside. But Chris comes out of nowhere and says, Mrs. Brown, I would love another one. I'm like, what the hell is Chris? Yeah. Oh yeah, speaking of Chris, an episode was like, what was it? Oh yeah, him like taking Taylor Swift to the prom.
Yeah, only for her to use him to make fun of him in like one of her music videos or something like that, because I only saw that once. And
I saw it multiple times. And here's the thing though, with Taylor Swift making these kind of like music songs against her ex-boyfriend. But here's the thing though, Chris was the only exception because she actually fell in love with him and all of that. And, she didn't really want to do it, but she had to save her career at that point.
right, but it still was wrong.
It was wrong. Like, I'm totally siding with Chris with this one because with Chris, he's a funny dude, especially this one cutaway. When it was like New Year's, and they were like 3, 2, 1. Set animals, give me boner. That's my favorite Chris cutaway ever. What's your favorite Chris cutaway?
Let's see. Favorite one. Okay, so I guess it's well, it's probably the hamster dance one, since I did mention it in that one SpongeBob voice for all, and you lost your crap right there, and that was.
Let's see here, another one. Do you remember when Meg got a job at the airport?
Little.
I only watched half the episode because there was this girl that was trying to sabotage her because Meg was the reason why her boyfriend broke up with her because, Meg was the only skinny one and everybody else in that airport was like fat that was working there.
I mean, like, hey, at least there's something to be achieved of. At least.
Yeah, one of the employees that was working there, one of them was voiced by Fred Saoirse. It was like, ooh, baby. Whoa, stop right over there. I was like, oh my god, Fred's having too much of this.
Yes.
Oh yeah, speaking of Fred, I like the cutaways with, it was both him, Fred Saoirse and Jeff Berman voicing John Goodman. Like that one where it was Thanksgiving.
That one was a little dark.
It was like, please, Daddy. I said I'll give you some left over. Happy Thanksgiving. Dang. I'll be back. Berman voicing him. Remember, he was texting his wife, honey, my heart's making that sound again.
I do.
Yeah. Another episode was like, with Joe's son coming back from the military.
Yes, and everybody got ticked at him because he didn't really die in Iraq. It turns out he just went AWOL.
I like how everybody was turning against him, especially Chris's part. This is what I like about Chris. He says anything random. He's like, if you think I'm gonna masturbate after this, you die.
Wow, that was so gay of him to say.
But yeah, with what was it? Whoa, like okay, depending what his son, like he did have a good reason though, but him. He just didn't want to take it anymore because of what was happening.
Yes, because I only saw it like twice.
Yeah, and of course, Ida, Quagmire's, father, mixed mother, whatever you want to call it.
Well, yeah, just call it, Ida. Just call him his mother. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, with that, she was basically saying about like how because. Yeah, she was in the military and all that, how she felt, but, you shouldn't run out like your man like that. But, then again, it was, Kevin's fault because if you think about it, all the clothes he was wearing, it kind of gave a dead giveaway.
They give away for what? Like what?
The shirt he was wearing, and he was, Joe was like, questioning about it because when he was in his coma, he should have got that shirt because it came out the year he was still in his coma. So that was a dead giveaway.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, like, when they were playing football, they were, making their opinions. And, Joe was getting more suspicious about, like, how do you know about that? Because that time you were in your coma. But all of this because Kevin was following what Joe did, like, years ago. With that family, because the dad stole some, like, tomato soup for his, like, family. But, Joe did a good thing.
Well, sure, I guess so.
But yeah, with with Kevin having multiple like actors play him, I was surprised the actor that played Steve from American Dad voiced him in that episode.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of Ida, yeah. Now we get to like about the episode where he has sex change.
Yes.
Okay, what were your first thoughts about that episode?
Okay. I got into it and I was like, yeah, this ain't really good because all it is just making fun of transvestite, like transgender people, and even though some people say that it's like one of the best ones, but no. Seth said he was gonna be sympathetic about it, but it's all just jokes. Everyone just takes of Ida as some complete monster to poke fun at. And oh wait, what else? What else was bad about it?
Well, what do you think of that? I remember one of the scenes when he was in the operation, and Peter had his idea, like, every time, he comes out, their friend, we should sing a song. And when, he just shows himself, Peter was like, I'm walking on sunshine.
Yeah, I had Kylan vibes when he sang that.
But yeah, all this because, he didn't admit to Quagmire that he was gay.
Oh yeah, right there. Yeah, this is the problem where Seth MacFarlane didn't really understand the difference between gay people and transgender people. So like he doesn't really have an understanding, and that's why everyone else didn't understand it too, and was being like hypocritical idiots and everything.
I mean, yeah. Overall, like, Quagmire just had to accept it. Yeah, going towards like that episode. You remember the one where Quagmire was singing this whole speech about how he's been in love with, Lois for many years, but while he's doing this, it was a bug that was recording it. He sent it to me by accident.
Oh, do I ever?
Yeah. With the semen bugs. What did you mean by that? I love how Peter was getting sick, and the whole file was like, oh my god, World Star! But yeah, this, made Quagmire want to move out because of that awkward, message.
Yes.
What did you think of the episode overall?
Yeah, it was one of the more serious ones because since Quagmire was considered just move it away well, yeah. It's one of these basic type of formulas. This is one of those formulas where it centers about like everybody getting into a fight, but the status quo where they all get back together. It's kind of like a little repetitive. Reminds me of any Johnny Test related episodes where it's like competitions and everything. It does get tiresome, but you just can't help but watch them.
Yeah. Let's focus with Joe. Remember that episode where his father came to visit?
Oh, yeah, that right there, and like because he's known for making fun of like people in wheelchairs, and Peter was disguised as him, thinking that he's the real Joe, and then of course when Peter and Joe had that fight, it's be like your son is a guy in a wheelchair, and be like, yes, Dad, it's me, but then they worked it out.
And him just expressing why you never told me, Joe, and now him expressing like he never wanted to see anybody that he loved in a wheelchair, But the actor that played him, Ed O'Neill, like he's a very good actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, known from like Modern Family. He was in the Wreck-It Ralph and Wreck-It Ralph Breaks the Internet. Of course, Finding Dory. What was it? The most popular show he was in. I'm trying to figure out which one it was. I'm going back here. Ed O'Neill. Hold on. Not an I. Okay, found it. Oh yeah, the most popular show he has ever been in was Married with Children. You ever heard of it?
Maybe.
But yeah. But the episode itself, like, and yeah, that scene with Peter, just trying to like bulk up because, oh my god, like, I was questioning about Peter's like, with the girdle when it became like more muscular. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, it looked awesome.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah.
Okay, another episode I would like to talk about is another Jerome-related episode, but this time it's with his daughter. Now, yes, Jerome's daughter knows Chris because of school and this little group, the club they have, you know. And what do you gotta say about the relationship overall?
They have a pretty great relationship, I would say. It's one of those standard, his father doesn't approve of, his daughter's boyfriend and stuff, and it might not really work out until eventually it does. The only thing I like about it is, Thank the White song that Peter sang. It was good, and it was good to know that, white people are sometimes not that bad.
I mean, yeah, and then Jerome probably disappointed because when they got, pulled over, with the police, he explained much more about it. But overall, I did like the guest appearance with Keke Palmer.
Oh, definitely, so.
I was pretty sure that was her.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. No, never mind. What else can I say? Any other good ones or bad ones or, creepiest ones to you?
Of course, the number one worst one of all would have to be Seahorse Seashell Party. Yeah. The bottle episode was centered around just Meg finally standing up for herself. If you ever saw that one.
I did. It was pretty badass.
Yeah, but it was pointless though, because after finally having said the reason you suck speeches to, Peter, Lewis, and Chris, and it was Brian's fault for stating that she's strong for being the family's punching bag or lightning rod in this case, and status quo, that it was his fault.
Another one. Yeah, the worst episodes have to be with me. It's with modern Brian, not modern, nowadays with Brian.
No. Yes, you can say yes. You're right. Modern. Yes, you are right.
Yeah, because this guy used to be the voice of reason, but in later seasons, his character went to bullshit.
Yeah, just say flanderization.
Well, I was gonna say that, but I just have to speak the truth, and this is what the main reasons why I missed 2017, because 2017 I officially got back to Family Guy because I used to watch all the clips and all that.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, and when I saw that about his offensive tweets, I was like, hell no. How are you that fucking stupid?
Right, because I was just about to mention that. I was like, you read my mind. I was just going to mention that because when you said back in 2017, I was like, oh, I hope he's not going to bring up.
Yeah, of course. That's the biggest problem. That's my biggest problem with Brian. He can't think, because nowadays he just tries to get laid with girls.
Yes.
I love how they took a character, that used to be a mentor to others, but now turning him to a douchebag.
Yes.
Especially that episode where he hooked up with Bonnie.
Oh, okay. Even though I did see that once, and it looked like Joe was not gonna have some animosity, but it turns out to be some kind of big joke or something. Because I saw it once.
I remember because every Brian Gifford episode I remember because, and that one Bonnie's is thing left up because towards her and Joe's relationship, and then Brian tried to talk to her and then get along, very good along, that they took away they ran away with the car and all that, well, no trace, and this Joe just trying to find them, but yeah, then they Bonnie and Joe reunite their relationship, and I did like what Joe did to Brian. Shot him in the foot.
Oh wow! So it's the second time.
Mm-hmm. What's another bad Brian episode?
Okay, well, one of it is Brian's a bad father. It has two different ones where Brian just doesn't want to see his son Dylan for absolutely no reason. It turns out that he was just using him to perfect his writing career. And in the same episode, Peter stupidly shoots Quagmire in the arm, and Quagmire blows off their friendship. And there was that one scene where Peter contemplates committing suicide. And
here's the thing, though. With Brian in the episode, he wanted Dylan to choose his life, but to take advantage of that's bullshit. Even the first episode with Dylan, like, he was such a douchebag, and he actually turned into, like, a real good dude, but, you know, why? Just why, Brian? You wanted this for Dylan, right? But why do you want, like, everything? Like, what do you achieve from that? Being, like, an asshole?
Yeah, he's a hypocrite too, because in this one episode called Fresh Air, where Chris started spending much more time with Carter, Brian said, like, well, he's your son, don't you want someone to bond with? And
but yeah, one of my favorite Worst Brian episodes, I say my favorite because of the comeback that happened. Remember when Brian lost all of his teeth?
yes.
Yes. And he had to do real estate. He sold his house to Quagmire, but something happened, and Quagmire got revenge. But I did like the joke Quagmire made when they were in the drunken clam. He was like, "You look like."
Say it again. And with me, like, remember when I did on Instagram, I was like, hey, it's not my fault you look like a Spacho from Chowder.
Exactly. Oh, but, you know, Quagmire getting his revenge by knocking his teeth again. I was like, you know, he did something that I wanted to do to Brian.
and, like, you know what's the funniest thing that ever happened to Brian to me? In the episode Peter Normal Activity, where Brian gets glasses just to, you know, act like a D again, Stewie just whacks him with a baseball bat.
I remember that too. He's like, no, the glasses don't work for you, buddy. Again, this, yeah, this is Brian now, because, you know, he still does have his adventures with Stewie, but now, another one. You remember when he fell in love with Stewie's teacher?
Fell in love with, could you, more?
Like his preschool teacher. And, you know, for a while, Brian thought they were dating, but it turns out that she had a boyfriend.
Yes!
You know? Yeah. And he's such a hypocrite. I was like, oh, we can date, but no, you got a boyfriend. You know, at first he did think it was a bad idea of, like, how she was running, you know, preschool and all that, but when she has a boyfriend, it's a bad deal. Come on, Brian. Like, seriously. And he's the one that, like, you know, what was it? What's the one I want to use for this? Dislocated Stewie's arm.
Wait, we're talking about all in the same episode, right?
Yeah.
I don't think I remember that.
Because, we call it the preschool teacher at the school created Stewie's arm, right? He was trying to tell Lois, but Brian, like, he wanted to keep, like, the secret because, you know, falling in love and all that. He pulled it back from him, you know. Again, what do you care from this?
An award for being an a-hole, how about that, yeah?
Like, seriously, you know, what Brian deserves now in newer episodes, good for him. Because I really don't give a shit now.
Well, neither do I.
Yeah, nowadays, you know, everybody just favors Stewie because you can't blame him. Stewie's a funny name.
Yes.
And let me see here. Yeah, the Lewis episode. Yeah, this is the Lewis and Stewie episode. Remember when Stewie, you know, swore in church?
Yeah, I did. I didn't see the full thing, but I saw clips here and there, and I was like, really? She's the reason why?
But the fact that they can, like, hear him when he does it loudly, though, like, beep, oh, that's for chips and white cookies.
I mean, what do you expect? Yeah, maybe a genius, maybe the smartest person on earth, maybe, like, mature for his age, but still a baby.
Well, yeah. And I like how Lois is trying to, like, see who actually, you know, talks. He even did it to Peter, like, you know, by, like, cleaning, like, the stairs, like, but slippery. And the way Peter was, like, falling down the stairs, he was actually not saying curses. He was like, oh my, pardon me, oh, and all
What?
Like, he's not even saying anything like bad. He's like, he's trying to, like, be clean because he's been hanging out with Caillou's dad.
Okay.
About the whole time. Lois, come on, Lois. You're not... Okay, in early seasons, yes, you're innocent, but nowadays, you're down there with Brian.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Most definitely. Like, yeah, everybody sucks.
Yeah. Remember that episode with Moses' sister visiting and all that? Trying to marry a new guy, and eventually, like, her getting pregnant and all that, But I did like the scene where, like, while she was in labor, they were going through a drive-thru, and Peter was like, "Oh, just to kill on fries." I'm like, what the? Okay, that's enough for me today. Yeah. What the? Oh yeah, with Carter, yeah. I remember he had to babysit all the kids, but he was teaching them how to, have fun without devices.
Yeah, I might have saw that.
But Carter just had his funny moments, especially in that same thing in an episode with Kevin returning. He was like, "That is a great ass." He was, and Mary was like, "Thank you, you are welcome." Like, damn. But that one episode, Carter's cheating. I was like, damn. And the way Peter was the same too. She's my sister.
Oh, now I remember.
Yeah. And then, Peter now has dirt on Carter, so, like, now he's doing what Peter has to say. Remember that episode where Carter got sick, but he got recovered and he found the cure to cancer?
Oh, yes, he found a cure, like, all this time, and he was just saving it because, of course he would just be like, "Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna save it because I'm an a-hole to everybody."
Wait, Carter, how long did he have this for? I don't know. What year was it that song came out with the, without the dogs out?
You had, 1999,
yeah. But also learning about Lois's heritage of, like, what she actually is.
What, Jewish?
Yeah, like, there was I remember the whole episode and all that. And the kids had to go to, like, a Jewish school and all that. And the fact that Stu was playing soccer, he got a reward for that, like, the longest kick ever.
Even though it was just one kick.
Yeah. What was it? Another funny one, but it was like kind of like wow, was Mr. Washi Washi.
Yeah, that's. Oh, yeah, like, it was a mixed one. Yes, it did start out with that because it was kind of funny with that Street Fighter reference, but it did evolve with Brian and Quagmire dating Cheryl Teagues and Jillian and double dating, stealing each other's girls. Massive bullcrap.
I get it. What do you call it? Remember when Peter was entering, like, Mr. Washi Washi's store, and then, it was just the sound of the, like, stop making that sound.
And then when he was invited to dinner by Lewis, he exited himself out by saying "Bing bong."
Mm-hmm. I don't have your shot.
You just have my shirt.
No, I don't have your shot. Mr. Washi Washi is funny though.
He is, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, and one other thing, like, the dude that voiced him, it was the same guy, he was the angry Asian neighbor in Ted, like, "You'll break up my wall." He was that guy.
Oh, damn. That's a good one, though. But then again, with Ted, half the Family Guy members were in that movie.
Right, yes.
Well, that's pretty cool, though. I told you if I don't last time, I do not have your shots. And then Peter was trying to try that shirt, but it was not really his.
Yes.
Remember the guys were doing dares?
Okay, like you got to be much more clear with.
Like one of them was like Joe and Peter had this surgery, and like now Joe could walk and Peter was in a wheelchair.
No.
No, okay. What else can I say? Bertram.
I mean, like, yeah, be specific with which one. Like, the only one I really know.
First episode.
Oh, Mission Impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really know. Like, yeah, when I first saw these clips back in the day, I was like, why does this kid look like Stewie? I was like, that's his brother. Jesus Christ. And the fact that he was brought back because of these two women.
Oh, so two women.
Because Peter was donating, sperm. And, of course, Bertram was still in this, sperm.
Yes.
And, and we get the version of, Bertram. What was your take on it?
On who?
Bertram.
Yes. Like, I'll save him for my side in the character section, but he is a good character.
Let's see, another one. Remember when Mayor Adam West was getting framed for something, and then they're in this whole jury duty, and you see all these characters, and they're doing weird poses and all that.
No.
No, never. Okay. Have you ever seen this one where it was with who was it? Who was it that I was about to say? Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna move this search up. You remember this one? It was comedy night, and Carl, who works at the store, he was just doing impressions of other characters, say John Benjamin voice.
Oh, all right. Yes, that one episode where Brian was stealing Stewie's jokes. It was like, it was like, "Hi, I'm Bob from Bob's Burgers," and "Hi, I'm Archer from That Show Archer."
Bro, he was so good. Give him a clap. And it's funny because, can I also mention this? Yeah, I gotta say this is like one of the cleverest and like one of my favorite crossovers with The Simpsons and Family Guy.
Oh wait, Simpsons and Family. Oh wait, and wait, what do you mean you can't? Can you say like which one you talk about?
Like, can I mention it through because it's Family Guy related? Can I mention it?
Okay, with what? Like what? The Simpsons guy? Because you need to.
The Simpsons guy. Can I mention that?
Well, yes, it technically is still part of the Simpsons. I mean, it is still part of Family Guy. Really, I mean,
because with that special a lot. Because before that came along, of course I would see all these videos from YouTube back in 2010 with Peter and Homer Simpson fighting and all that, and it was pretty fun. But actually seeing a crossover between both shows that hated each other for a while, but the creators, are on good terms. It was a good special.
Yes, it's one of the. Well, it's a little mixed for me, but yes, it's still great.
And yeah, well, my favorite scene, of course, had to be the chicken fight they had.
Yes, me too.
And yeah, and of course, comic book guy comes out and always like, "Worst chicken fight ever." Yeah. But I was dying laughing when with Homer biting Peter's balls.
me too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, with the Kool-Aid head. And everyone was like, "Oh no!" It was like, I think I'm in the wrong Springfield. What do you call it? What I also liked was these characters interacting with of course I would love to see them interact with other characters. But what I liked was when they were comparing the Family Guy characters to the Simpsons characters, in that court scene.
I did too. Yes.
I'm a Jewish clown. So am I. Why do you have us sitting next to each other?
Because we're the funniest guys in town.
Damn straight. What else? Oh yeah, one of it was funny, but one of the nastiest scenes is that car wash scene.
I mean, yeah. I mean, at least I got introduced to the song "Pour Some Sugar on Me." It is a good song, but it was definitely used in one of the most disturbing moments ever on TV.
Have you seen the version with Lois and Marge doing it though?
I wish.
It's pretty cool though.
Okay.
It was pretty awesome. What else can I say? I mean, at least with Lisa, she was trying to cheer up Meg. Tried to support her, but then of course getting turned out by Peter again.
I mean, like all he did was just say "shut up" and then throw away like Lisa's saxophone in the trash.
Yeah. And that scene with Brian and Chris, trying to find Santa's little helper though, I just like how they Marge treated Brian like a little dog. I was like, yes, this is what he deserves. You sit on the floor and eat like a normal dog, but clearly you're not.
Of course you would.
But yeah, that scene and oh yeah. When Peter was trying to bring his own beer, but I found out that it was their beer the whole time. This tastes like tough. It might taste like tough, but much better. Oh really? I like how Buzz comes with the clutch and rips it off.
Yes.
And this whole process, and I even saw the behind the scenes of Hank Azaria doing these characters for this special.
Oh really? Yeah.
Yeah. But that crossover overall was one of the funniest ones, especially Peter and Peter and Homer being on this plane, and we see Bob in the background of them.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see. Have you seen the one where Stan's family from American Dad moved into Joe's house?
Does it include with Stan shooting Peter?
Yeah.
Then yes. I mean, I seen the clip, but not the episode.
But yeah, speaking of houses, with Cleveland House being rented over the time, yeah, with gay Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I didn't really stick around for that because there's just one scene I just didn't like, and I don't want to talk about it.
But with the jokes though, especially with Cleveland, no, I can't feel my legs.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Oh wait, there they are.
Oh.
Oh, poor Joe. And especially when Cleveland had it all. No. That's it. I have had it. I just remember one scene. Cleveland Jr. was in the toilet. When you first heard about the idea of Cleveland having his own spin-off show, what were your thoughts?
I was thinking, okay, this might be cool, and then when I saw clips, especially that rap battle with Kenny West and Cleveland Brown Jr., and I was like, this looks pretty cool. I might check some stuff out, which I did. I remember that amusement park episode, and Cleveland Jr. falling for some girl and we're singing that song. It got stuck in my head.
It's about balls deep.
Yes, that one.
Balls deep, yeah. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Someone should have told you not to fuck with me. Damn. How you like me now, bitch? But the idea of bringing Kanye West to voice Kenny West was something else back then.
Yes.
Yeah. And especially how they still bring these Family Guy references into the Cleveland show.
Well, you said it itself. It's just a knockoff.
Well, it's a knockoff, but still from the original Hogan and all that. But I did love their episodes. People might hate it, but I found them to be funny, especially when Peter's around his new Frank room. Especially that first scene with Tim the Bear. Oh, Oh, I'm black. Oh, I'm bear. Oh, black guy. See, it's not funny when I say it. And the fact that to find out, like, yeah, Seth MacFarlane voiced him for the first couple of seasons, and just Arnell taking over was pretty awesome.
It was.
Yeah. Oh yeah, can you do Les's voice?
I'd say, wait, what is it again? It was a taxes. I don't do no dang taxes. Screw the government.
But yeah, the idea of like these episodes getting more creative and creative, even though some of them like went down a little bit, it was still good in my books.
Which are you talking about, Cleveland Show or Family Guy?
Well, Family Guy overall, because the Cleveland Show was like part of it, because on and off, you know. Because they even make jokes about the Cleveland Show and Family Guy, remember?
Well, yes, Peter's ringtone is the theme song.
Oh, Peter, you have my intro as your... and something about Fox. And then Dev comes around about his show. Oh, man. And when Cleveland Brown was trying to... Yeah, when he was trying to knock on the door, he was like, Brian, it's me. Is that Cleveland? Did he get canceled already? But again, over the time with, you know, Family Guy, I gotta say, it was like one of the funniest shows back in Adult Swim, but remember that whole thing about it getting, you know, taken out from Adult Swim?
Okay, well... okay, wait. You mean like take it down like for a while before getting back up, or being canceled twice? Because
like for a while, because remember that whole like rant about like how they took out Family Guy from Adult Swim back in 2021.
I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah. But this is my opinion now. I know we're talking about Family Guy, but yeah, with the episodes, it goes like you know, nowadays, because you know. You just expect the same shit, but it's still funny. You know, this is why I kind of go towards American Dad, because with that show, you don't expect nothing because there's a lot of plot twists. Well, I'm not saying that with Family Guy. It definitely has plot twists, but with American Dad, it brings more, like, laughter to me.
I understand.
Yeah. But yeah, I already talked about my episodes, but I just want you to go through your top 10 now.
Wait, that's it? You like so that's what
I explained a lot of episodes because I don't really have a top 10 for me, because there are a lot of funny ones, bad ones, worse ones, any, because you know I'm just expressing my opinion. But you?
Oh, okay, well, let's see. Okay, so yeah, so top 10 ones. Okay, so yeah, there's okay. Okay, there is. Yeah, go on. Okay, so yeah, Road to the North Pole. Let's see, yeah, PTV. Brian Wallows and Peter Swallows. A very special Family Guy freaking Christmas. What's in it? What was it? Oh yeah, and then there were fewer. Patriot Games. Alright, so that's about 6. What was it? Meet the Quagmires. Yeah, that's 7. Mixed Stroke. Let's see. Foxy Lady, and finally, finally a Saturated Fat Guy.
Awesome. That was a great list, Fresh, but now we have to do something.
What?
Quick, to the Petercopter.
Alright.
But that was an excellent list, like, because the funniest ones to, like, you know, it's really cool.
I agree.
Yeah. And now to our next topic.
Alright. Casting characters.
The casting and the characters. Alright, first up, of course, we got the creator and the majority of the voices is the genius himself, Seth MacFarlane.
Yes, he's one of the finest, greatest, and most awesomest like voice artists ever, and it's because of him that I kind of like push forward into making my own projects for the future and become like an equally talented voice actor as well. Because after hearing everything that inspired him to do so, it's just so amazing that you could be able to do multiple different things.
A similar story to that with like me making my own show. It's similar because the person I'm about to bring up is because he's good friends with Seth. Yeah, Butch Hartman. Because of his amazing, only his three good shows. To any fans of the fair out there, it's a tough puppy. It was just the animation and the writing and the voice cast overall was like, this guy's a genius as well.
And just to think that what's even more cool is before he even created Family Guy, Seth, he did work on shows like Johnny Bravo, Cow and Chicken, I'm Weasel, and Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah, along with other creators that were not even creators at the time, like Craig McCarthy, Kraken, and Butch Hartman.
And even first, like Butch Hartman was the first original voice of Mr. Weed.
Yes, until like when they actually made the actual pilot, it was Carlos Rocky. Which, if it wasn't for that thing, Butch Hartman wouldn't even noticed him, and he even got him to do the voice of Mr. Rocker, which is awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. And hold on, give me a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, back with the casting, with Seth MacFarlane, played the majority of the characters, which is awesome, because some creators done that, with South Park, of course, with, Phineas and Ferb, and much more, but I'll be back. Okay, back again with Seth MacFarlane, voicing majority of the characters, the main characters themselves, Peter Griffin, Brian Griffin, Stewie Griffin, and we got Glenn Quagmire, we got God, Seamus, Ida, the Kool-Aid Man, Dr. Hartman, and much more. And that was impressive talent.
It is. I just really do like how, you're able to play off yourself. It just takes versatility and talent and just shake it up. But, however, the most interesting part is where, Stewie and Peter are the most hardest voices for him to do, especially with Stewie.
Yeah. I wouldn't blame him, though. And the fact that his favorite character that he ever played is Brian, that shocks me the most.
Well, yes, as, of course, since he and Tom Tucker are the only characters that he uses his normal voice.
Oh, yes, Tom Tucker as well, yeah. But yeah, majority of these characters that he's played over the years, it's still great. Even though, they brought this in an episode years ago, where Meg was like, what, we're giving Seth's voice a break? And you see all these characters.
Yeah, that was a good joke.
Yeah. But out of all the characters he's played, my favorite has to be. Oh yeah, this is a tough one. Well, of course, Sweet and Brian. I gotta say it's a tie with Stewie and Peter.
Okay, and yes, yeah, for me, of course, yes, same as you. But thanks to Quagmire, I mean. Well, yes. I mean, thanks to MacFarlane having the most, awesomest voices in the whole world. I just only like Brian because of his voice, just that, and since MacFarlane is also an amazing singer as well. I also enjoy Quagmire and let's see. So yeah. What?
I was about to mention Dr. Hartman does have his funny moments.
Well, yes, it is him too. But I guess that's all we have. That's all I really have for just Seth, just 4.
I mean, yeah, but learning about his backstory though, he loved drawing as a kid. One of his first drawings being Fred Flintstone
and Woody Woodpecker.
Yeah, and his most favorite character of all time is Kermit the Frog.
Let's see what else was it? Oh yeah. He also wrote it did say that he wrote 3 episodes, and I think he wrote a 4th one, I'm guessing. And let's see, And because of his voiceover, he has 5 Primetime Emmy Awards, which is something special.
It is something special. And, other voicing Family Guy, of course, with American Dad, another show he created and voiced. Yeah, it's the main 2 characters, Stan and Roger, which is pretty awesome. And, of course, in Sing, because you were mentioning about Sing, was with Mike.
And of course, the Ted movies with Ted himself.
Mm-hmm. And, much more. He's just a brilliant actor, creator, and much more. Even though, I did hear that he doesn't animate or, write about the show anymore. He just does the voices. I don't mind. He is still doing business overall.
Of course, that's when I realized, you don't really need to do everything. You could just decide to do what you want, and it made me much more confident in the possibility that it might come for me someday.
And learning about table reads, I watched this one where it was they were doing an online meeting, and they were doing a table read for an episode.
Yes, I do like seeing that themselves too.
And seeing funny behind the scenes and all that. But overall with Sarah Farland, there are times with his characters, iffy but really funny. I just have to give him Infinity because surprisingly, his show getting canceled multiple times here and there. But
I mean, it just happened twice though. Twice, but
I just like how he's still going with it though.
I do too.
All right, to the next one.
Oh yeah, Alex Borstein.
Yeah, with her voicing Lois, her mother Babs. What a one.
Loretta.
Yeah, Loretta, which was a surprising one, honestly.
Yes.
And what's the other ones?
Okay, so you said that. She was Deandra Action Jackson in the episode Baby You Knock Me Out, that deadly woman boxer.
Right. Let's see here. I know there was another important one that she played. Hold on, I'm just going back. Of course, with Lois. Hold on. I'm just going back. Oh yeah, Trisha.
Yes.
Yes. But with her voice talent, even though she started with live action shows and movies, impressive. Especially with the Mad TV back in the day, which is also impressive. I just like how her voice talent was similar to Seth Rollins, just going all out.
Yes.
But with Lois's evolution with the voice, especially, like you want to explain?
It was so surprising. I like her voice, even though there's a little bit nasal, but it's much more calming and gentle. Until she got much more. She said that she kind of took what?
I didn't say nothing.
Oh, echo. Yeah, it's a dumb echo alert. But I did hear from the facts that she took it as an impression of a dying cat. Like, ow, ow. And
that kind of reminds me of how Andy Serkis did the voice of Gollum.
Oh, yeah, he was just inspired by his own cat when he's, coughing up hairballs.
Yeah. But, over time, in the early seasons, it sounded different, but nowadays, you know how it sounds. Just the evolution of voice. It kind of reminds me of, Cosmo from The Fairly Odd Parents.
Of course, and another thing where Borstein really kind of hates her normal speaking voice since she finds her own voice annoying, which is a little bit
hard on herself if you think about it, because without these kind of voices, she still makes us laugh. Although with Lois, again, with the character, yes, just being a nice mother at first, but over time, just being, really abusive and mean to her children, towards Peter, but, he kind of deserves it at times, but I just don't like how she went down, with Brian.
Well, neither have I.
Yeah. But for her, overall, I give her Infinity as well.
Yes.
To the next one.
Oh, all right, yeah, Seth Green.
Seth Green. So people might have got introduced to him in Robot Chicken, but for me, this was my official one, Family Guy.
Me too.
Yeah, and with with Seth Green's voice, just using his normal voice for like any other characters, but for Chris, it was surprising.
Yeah, and of course it did give him a job because his friends bet him that he do a Buffalo Bill impression from Silence of the Lambs, and it got him the job.
Whatever you take from inspirations will definitely get you the best. Yeah, I do like that. But good for Seth Green because, Chris is like one of my favorite characters he has ever played because, again, this is with the funny jokes and his randomness.
Yes, everything that you said. Even more surprising voices that I was surprised was him playing Neil Goldman. Yeah.
So, yeah, it was surprising. I know he plays a couple of douchebag teens here and there,
Yeah.
but also playing Dylan.
Yes.
But yeah, of course, going to his own show, Robot Chicken, it was like because at the time, first watching Mad, I was like, and it's cool because Mad and Robot Chicken are like similar, but Robot Chicken is takes it like, too far a little bit, but I still like the comedy. And the fact that both creators, get to like play in both shows, like here and there.
Yes.
But yeah, another like thing, how I noticed about Seth Green, because noticing his voice other than Chris was Leonardo from TMNT 2012 when he took over as the third voice. One day I was watching Robot Chicken at my grandma's house and in her big TV, and it was a Skeletor's Robot Chicken skit, and Seth Green was voicing one of the characters. I was like, wait, why does that character sound like Leo? And that's what I noticed, And, surprisingly, how he created this whole show and everything, give mad respect for him.
Yes, same as you.
Yeah. Of course, another character I did like was A-Bomb from Hulk and the Age of Smash, Monty from Phineas and Ferb, and pretty much. And, with live action, first you introduced him in That 70s Show. And another one was Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed.
Yes, that was for me too.
Yeah. And like in the movie, somebody put in the comments when I was rewatching some scenes, he was like, oh my god, it's Wendy and Leo. And like another one was like, it's Wendy and Fritz. Yeah. But, especially his voice sounds from Robot Chicken. I like, whenever he voices a character, at least he tries to become that character. Especially like when he does Mickey Mouse. He doesn't care if he pitches or not, he still does it.
Yes, like you don't got to be perfect because, like I said before, Jeff Bennett and Jim Cummings said, even when you don't do the impression or voice right, you're still creating a character.
Exactly. So for him, also Infinity, he's just like a cool guy.
Agreed.
All right, next.
Mila Kunis.
Okay, before we get into with Mila Kunis, with credits and all that, her first official voice, from the pilot that Steph first made was his sister, Rachel McFarlane.
Yeah, it was so very surprising. Like, well, look at that. It's not this isn't the first time because, of course, years later he would eventually play Seth's official daughter, Haley.
Yeah, American Dad, Haley. Yeah. And also in that pilot, sorry I didn't mention this before, but it was cool that Seth also voiced. Yeah, Seth MacFarlane voiced Chris in that one.
Yes, right. Oh, we forgot to mention that.
But yeah, the first official voice for when it became a show was Lacey Chabert.
And yes, she continued on up until about until the episode Da Boom, which is Mila Kunis' first ever voiceover as Meg.
To be honest, I didn't have no problem with Lacey's version of Meg, sounding a little bit younger, but I didn't really mind it. Of course, parting with the show because other projects and she had to do school and all that, respect. But of course, with Mila Kunis' version, I'm just used to.
Yeah, I'm used to it too, and of course, I do like how it's just ironic where Mila Kunis is made out to be one of the most beautiful women in the world, and everyone in Family Guy sees Meg as just ugly and unpopular and everything.
Exactly, and especially that one scene. It was something related with snow skiing. We call it ice skating actually. It was Lacey Chabert versus Meg, and she was saying about her being the original Meg, and Peter was like, "Shut up, Megs."
Yeah, at first they were telling each other to shut up until he said that, and of course they kept on making Lacey Chabert jokes throughout Family Guy, and it's just gets a little old.
Especially with. Oh no, go ahead.
No, you go.
Especially when Brian and Stewie were going to different dimensions, and actually when they were going to the past, and they were saying, "What's wrong with her voice?" And saying something about, "I don't know, but she sounds like somebody that just lost a good deal."
Yeah, yes, because that's exactly what happened, and
yeah.
However,
no, go ahead.
However, one of the most shocking surprises is when it comes to Meg singing sometimes, because in the episode "Don't Make Me Over," her singing voice was provided by Tara Strong.
Exactly.
Go on.
With Mila Kunis, yeah, she's a great actor. Yes, first getting introduced to her as Meg from Family Guy. The first time I got introduced to her in live action was, that 70s show, which was like one of her biggest projects back then.
I agree.
And if you think about it, both Chris and Meg were in that 70s show.
Oh, yeah.
Because Seth Green was also in that show. Yeah.
I catch on.
Yeah. But of course, also know from the 10 movie and all that. But she's a great actor overall.
Yes.
I give her Infinity.
Me too.
Alright, next one.
Mike Henry.
Yeah, Mike Henry. Yeah, he was like one of the best actors on the show. Yes, he still worked on the show, but his top role, Cleveland Brown, got it all. Yeah, it was. No, go ahead.
No. Oh, Jinx, ha.
Okay. That's all right, but you go ahead with first.
No. I only did that to take a Jinx.
But with Cleveland Brown, at the time, didn't know he was voiced by a white guy, but finding out more about research, I was like, dude, that's awesome, honestly, because at the time it was not really a problem.
Of course, yes. I mean, it just depends on whether or not if people will go too far with it, being racist or anything. But no, it's just all about creating characters and staying true to them. Try to make them subtle. But of course, some people need to draw problems hey, that a white man shouldn't play black man, or a black man shouldn't play white man. Blah blah blah. It doesn't work out.
I mean, okay, with Phil Lamar and Kevin Markinson playing these white characters or other kind of race, it's no issue because they still do great with the voice. With Kevin playing, Lester, and with Phil playing, Samurai Jack, there's no problem.
Yes.
Yeah. But with Mike Henry voicing Cleveland, he's one of the coolest characters, bad respect, And of course, it was pretty sad back, 3 years ago when he had to officially, give the mantle to somebody else, because at the time it was all about people of race should play their own color of characters, And that was more respect for Mike Henry, because eventually the role will go to Arif Sahar, who's been doing the voice ever since 2013 of Cleveland, and officially playing him, he's one of the few lucky ones.
So very yes, that does take some dedication. It's similar to what Brian Hall did when he was brought on board to play Dracula in the fourth Hotel Transylvania.
But before that movie, he actually played him in some of the Hotel Transylvania shorts.
Oh,
in 2012.
I mean, right. Shorts and movies, just kind of a big deal. That's why I said.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Arif Sahar, doing the voice, and I'm so glad they picked him of all people, because doing all this voice for a long time with Call of Duty and all that, making everybody laugh, good on him.
Yeah, I'll be watching more soon.
Yeah. And nowadays, uploading daily, but now he's busy because I don't blame him, because now he's doing recordings and all that, Of course, And yeah, other than doing Cleveland, of course he does every other Mike Henry impressions. Of course, other characters It's Mike Henry's voice is like Herbert the Pervert.
Yeah, like every time when I just try to do his voice, it's difficult for me to whistle because it's not really that easy for me, but I just like how, right. The story was he was inspired to create Herbert's voice from when he was working at a grocery store and he met this old man that kind of like served as an inspiration again.
Hey there, Chris. Would you like to come inside for a cupcake and a bottle of wine? Yeah, speaking of inspirations from Mike Henry, how he came up with the voice of Cleveland. Basically, he used to play a lot of basketball back in college, and he met this guy that had like a lot of weird accents. Instead of saying Maryland, he said Berlin.
Yes, right there. I was just about to bring that up.
Yeah. And, it's so cool how he was able to do the voice until like they officially created the show.
Agreed.
Yeah. Let's see here. Another one was, Bruce. Oh no.
I know.
Oh no. Yeah, Bruce, he's like one of the funniest characters, despite his last name, though. I was like, what is his last name again? I'm like, what the hell? Like, were you shocked about his last name?
What was his last name again?
Okay, so I'm about to search it up again. When I first, searched up for research, I was like, there is no way that's his last name. So his last name is, hold on, let's go here. Yeah, it's Bruce Harvey Oswald. Hitler did not do nothing wrong.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was like, oh, Bruce, do you support the Nazis?
Well, despite the name, like, he's just one of the chillest dudes on Family Guy, I would say that.
Mm-hmm. And especially, the voice overall, especially that scene. Especially that awkward, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh yeah. Bruce as a character, one of my favorites from Mike Henry, no problem with him. I just love how he kept making appearances in the Cleveland show because, of course, wherever Mike Henry goes, of course, he takes his characters along, which I liked.
Right, makes sense.
And let's see it. Oh, yes, another classic one. No, I go clean up now. Yeah, would you like to mention our next character first?
Consuela, yeah. All it is she's just a Mexican stereotype where she just, just cleans, just clean, and always just says, no, even in, yeah.
Lemon pledge. No. He's my baby. Not even you people watch George Lopez. Hey, is Brian there? No, Doc, you go outside. It was surprising how Mike Henry played her, though. Again, with, male actors playing, girl characters, woman characters, it's freaking awesome.
Yes.
And of course, we got that blind guy that's covered in peanut butter.
Oh, yes, the greased up deaf guy.
Yeah. What's your take on him when you first saw him?
Okay, at first I was like, okay, this is weird. Like greased up deaf guy. I'm like, why is he talking like that? And then in the episode Yug Yiminoff, Family Guy spelled backwards, it was like, oh, that makes sense because this grease tank, of course, it caught on fire and it blew up, and that's what caused him to get his voice high.
Yeah. I do remember that too. I was like, damn, just imagine if that didn't happen to him. He would have been normal, today still. And another character that's noticeable is Rilo.
Yeah.
I do like how Mike Henry was able to pull up this character, especially his attitude.
Yes.
And this acting, it's kind of funny because this behind the scenes with the table read and all that, it was an interview with Kevin Martin and the rest of the cast. And Kevin was like, whenever him and Mike Henry were in the elevator, he tried to do Cleveland's voice or Riley's voice, and Kevin would freak out saying, he's trying to sound like a black man. Because one time we singing a song and like his black voice, and Kevin was like, "It's not over you." I'm like, "Good on you, Kevin." Like, just enjoying all the laughter you can. But overall for Mike Henry, because I don't know, he did a lot of voices in Robot Chicken, especially Yoda. I still give him Infinity because justice for Cleveland Brown.
Couldn't say it better myself.
Right, next one.
Patrick Warburton.
Patrick Warburton. Yeah. This is my official introduction to him.
Okay, for me it was Hoodwinked.
Good one. For me, Patrick Warburton was like one of the few celebrities I noticed immediately, especially voicing characters.
Yes.
I especially noticed him in Open Season. I was like, oh, it's the guy from Family Guy. And another time I noticed him was in, what was it? I guess it was Scooby-Doo Missing Incorporated. But yeah, all these. Oh no, wait, it was Kronk. Yeah, that was right. I was like, oh my god, he's here too. I was like, this guy's voice is everywhere.
I know, right? It's an awesome feeling where you just already know exactly right there because it's just the exact same voice depending on, depends.
Another person I noticed as a kid, before I knew them, was Kari Payton.
Yes.
Because, with Cyborg, and he's the same voice from Cyborg for a character named Manny from Ben 10. I was like, oh, this is cool bringing Cyborg along. But with Patrick Warburton, with Joe, I just love his yelling moments.
Who doesn't? Even Patrick Warburton, one of the hammiest dudes ever, just still manages to just pull off screaming in a way that it comes off as funny and not annoying.
Bring it on! Just being on a good franchise with good actors. That's what I like about Family Guy. You're bringing actors that don't usually do voice work here and there, but, it's a good opportunity for them.
And I agree. Yeah, you just gotta about making magic.
Yeah, for Patrick and Joe themselves, Infinity, they're just damn funny.
Yes.
All right, next one.
Let's see this. A special mention to, of course, one of the many voices of death, Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, I first got introduced to him in The Fairly Odd Parents.
Me too.
Yeah, where he played Norm the genie. But when he played Death, being one of the first voices, he did play the character really good.
He certainly did. That one moment where he just kept on laughing and Lewis tried to say something and he kept on laughing. I just find that instantly funny just by the way he did it. And then, I was like, why couldn't Norm stay as Death? Because he's hilarious.
Yeah, he was. And the first time I got introduced to him in live action was Billy Madison.
Live action, it's
Would you count Dr. Dolittle, if you want to count that?
That's still by voice, but that's technically voice.
Oh, okay, but did you remember the live action or no?
I guess Billy Madison too, because I just mostly know him by just his voice work.
Yeah. But yeah, the tragic news of when he passed away back in 2021 was surprising because I remember the time because me and Fresh were doing this stream back in 2021 with another person we won't name. But yeah, Fresh had to do something for a while, and me and this person were in the internet until Christian texted me about Norm's sad death. I was like, oh my god, and we told Fresh about it. I was like, this is sad because we've known him for good works, and this is one of his best ones.
Oh yes.
And just keeping the secret away about him having what he had, from everyone. If you needed help, you could have just asked for it. But again, it was Norm's decision. We can't really do anything. But he was still a great actor overall.
Mm-hmm. It was still was, is, and always will be.
Exactly. For him, Infinity.
No doubt.
The next one, Jennifer Tilly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is the first introduction. Yeah, it was Family Guy and Monsters Inc. How I got introduced to her.
Monsters Inc.
Yeah. She had compared to her real voice, it was surprising what she did for Bonnie though.
And yeah, while she did turn out to be one of the more pleasant characters, of course, when she got flanderized, she still did great, but, flanderization is not good at all.
I mean, yeah. Nowadays she's just trying to kill Joe like every way possible, but she doesn't want him to know. Like, she tries to be secretive, but it's obvious when people see it.
Yes.
But I still appreciate her work because it was really surprising that she was above her Family Guy and Monsters Inc.
And yeah, of course, I did hear her more in of course, Child's Play, Home on the Range, everywhere.
Oh, Tiffany, right? Yeah. But yeah, I give her for Bonnie 90, but for Jennifer herself, Infinity. Just great work.
Yes.
All right, the next one, Philomar. All right, Ollie, what's the weather like today?
It's gonna rain.
All right, thank you, Ollie. Yeah, Ollie Williams is one of the funniest characters Philomar has ever voiced.
Heck, it might even be one of his more easier ones to do, since all you gotta do is just shout short, chuddery utterances.
Yeah. And with Ollie, I just like his moments, especially that moment with Peter when he was putting that camera up his face.
Oh yeah, he was like, Ollie Williams, why you look so much like Will Smith? Hey Will Smith, how did it feel to punch that alien in the face? Eddie Murphy, what was the deal with you and that transvestite girl? Bernie Mac, how come you died? Oprah, why are you so fat, Don Cheadle?
But yeah, just the memorial, with Ollie Williams, this is the Christmas episode I mentioned earlier about him. But yeah, and of course with Philomar also plays the judge.
Yes, especially that one where he was like, okay, can I ask everyone to please stop saying, oh no, in this courtroom?
Yeah, because that's one of the few times you hear Philomar curse.
Yes.
But yeah, it's, I like how he does great work for any media, because with Philomar, he just shocks everybody with any kind of voice he does. And fun fact, I was actually watching a video this morning about him, about the Family Guy sessions, and he was kind of shocked how a white actor was playing Cleveland, because he was like, I was the only black guy in this session. I didn't see any other black guy. I was like, wait, a white person played him?
Wow.
But yeah. But overall, with Philomar's, dedication to everything, Infinity.
Yes.
All right, next up we got Big K, aka Kevin Michelson. Yeah. Of course, one of the few characters that he has voiced is Jerome, which we explained earlier. But yeah, Jerome as a character is really cool. And, he does have his funny moments too, especially one joke we just mentioned, hey Peter, where your boyfriend is out tonight?
I don't know, where yours?
The fuck you saying me? It's just funny to hear Kevin curse.
Indeed.
Yeah. And then with Cleveland Jr., you mentioned some parts here about him, but yeah, Cleveland Jr., he's alright. He's one of the few surprising voices Kevin could do. I even saw this interview with Kevin when how he prepares for the voice. He was like, Daddy, do you want me?
It's shot the best out of me too.
Exactly. He just has great range, between characters with deep voices, high pitched voices, normal voices. He's just that amazing. And the fact that he now currently works for both Family Guy and The Simpsons.
Yeah, extreme dedication. Oh wait, American Dad is still going on, so yeah, Principal Lewis.
Yeah. And yeah, that's where I hear him curse the most, which is funny as hell. But of course, with his range, with with no spoilers, with Kamek for the Mario movie, and how Fred, immediately knew that he was using a similar voice to the chameleon from Tough Puppy.
Yes.
Would you like to do for the audience?
Behold, the king of the Koopas.
You know, Kevin, he's just like one of the best voice actors out there.
No doubt about it. Hands down.
Yes. And for him, you can't even question it. Infinity, he's like one of the gods. Alright, so let's see here.
There's Lori Allen.
Right, with Diane Simmons. Yeah, I first got introduced, of course, of SpongeBob.
Yes, me too.
With Pearl. Yeah, and of course, other projects is Toy Story 3 and much more, but with her playing Diane Simmons, it was like one of the surprising ones.
Equally surprising as well, like, I just like her just natural speaking voice, which just sounds extremely feminine and beautiful, only to find out, oh wait, she has a dark history, especially in the episode, and then there were fewer.
Yeah, and revealing like she's the one with the murders and all that. But luckily Stewie came out with the clutch.
Yeah, she became one of the many characters to be permanently killed off, along with, yes, Muriel Goldman and like others here and there.
Yeah, but I did like her work overall. I give her like 1,000.
Me too.
Next up.
Danny Smith as characters like Evil Monkey and Ernie the Giant Chicken.
Dad, the evil monkey's back in my closet.
Yeah, Evil Monkey.
And the fact that the evil monkey can actually talk, and the whole time he's not actually evil. He's just like had a hard time because of his wife cheating on him.
And I was just so shocked at how chill they actually is. Like, I like those surprises where characters reveal that they can actually capable of speech.
But of course, who was it that took him? Was it the robot version of Miley Cyrus?
Oh, right, in that one episode.
Yeah. But of course, he made a promise not to like creep out Chris anymore in the closet. Instead, he did it to Tom Tucker kid. But with Ernie, yes, always seeing him with these chicken fights with Peter is like always funny, but like wow at the same time.
And all these fights happen because of him giving Peter an expired coupon. And I was kind of ticked off when I was like reading about him. When I was reading like, oh, giant talking chick. Oh wait, I never heard him talk before. All he does is make chicken noises up until the episode, No Chris Left Behind, where Chris needed to go to another school. I was like, oh, okay, so we can talk.
You remember the episode where Peter lost his memories?
Yes, of course I do.
And you see Ernie, and he's trying to be nice for once. He's like, hey, Peter. And he's like, because he doesn't know Peter lost his memories. He's like, hey, there's all like you don't know me. And of course, he hits him a few times. Hey, wait, I know it. Who are you? Wait, I know it. Wait, who are you? Yeah. But for him, just, 1,000.
Yes.
Next.
Okay. Gary Cole as Principal Shepard.
Yes, Principal Shepard. This is the one of the few times I got introduced to him. I also got introduced to him as Mr. Incorporated and Hop.
For me, it was Talladega Nights.
Nice. And with him, he has a really good voice overall, Gary Cole.
Yeah, it really did shock me. Like, what? He's in Family Guy? And like, the most I've seen him in his most funniest is in Pineapple Express.
Well, Chris, do you know why I brought you to the principal's office? Because of this offensive drawing. And it shows Bob's Burgers.
Wow.
But yeah, for his talent overall, I give him like 1,000 as well.
Well, 10.
Of course, the next one would be Richard McFarlane voices like various of like characters, and it's kind of funny because this guy brought up she voices all like some of Quagmire's like girlfriends, even though they're brother and sister. I like how he always brings out that point.
Wow. Okay, that makes it. It's just bizarre. Yeah, bizarre.
Oh yeah, one of the characters I hate that she voiced was Sonia.
Wait.
Remember that girl that abused Quagmire?
Oh, her.
Yeah, I didn't really like her. She was like,
I mean, well, it was an episode demonstrating about like how Quagmire feels how it is to be like, the one being violated or, something like that.
yes, but this girl took it too fucking far.
Oh, that Quagmire got far? But that's besides the point, but...
Well, not with, hitting them or like weapons or anything like that. This girl made him have a threesome with her and his mother, for crying out loud. I don't know. That's fucked up. But any favorite characters that she voiced in the show you liked?
In the show, if I can remember correctly, can't remember.
But I do like her, voice talent, and she is a great singer overall.
Yes.
I give her 1,000.
It's like sister, like brother.
Alright, next up.
Another special mention to Carrie Fisher.
Yes, people know her best because of Princess Leia from Star Wars. But yeah, it was really shocking to see her in Family Guy.
And so, and how?
With Angela, basically Peter's boss until the episode where she died because, with cartoons or like any live action show or anything like that, reasons why, the characters die because of their actor dying in real life, which is like sad but dedication at the end though.
Yes.
But what was your take on Angela?
Okay, yeah, I guess she was kind of decent. She wasn't really all that bad, even though Peter might say that she's gross and strict, stuck up, anything how he thinks of her. But in the end, he did give that beautiful speech, even if it was at the wrong funeral. But
yeah, but her along with her mother were like great legends, like Debbie Reynolds, like with their acting overall, but again, rest in peace her. She definitely gave her best to Family Guy. I give her Infinity.
me too.
And yes, another sad one, and also a great legend was, yes, the legend himself, Adam West.
And how?
I first got introduced to him, through Family Guy and the Fairly Odd Parents.
Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, Fairly Odd Parents, playing Catman. Meow. Yeah, Catman was a funny character. Even though he got Timmy in trouble sometimes here and there, it was still a great character.
Yes.
And of course, him playing himself, but as the mayor of Mayor Adam West, he just had a lot of funny moments.
Yeah, but just might be just. Oh, right. Wait, yeah. I mean, just to get out, just to be just a random goofball however he wanted to be, because of course, whenever you're like the top dog in your town, you could probably just get away with anything.
Well, yeah, but again, he was like one of the funniest mayors in cartoon history.
Yes, probably the most funny.
Yeah, and of course, other works that I got introduced to him, one of the few times I got introduced to Adam was in live action. It was like the original Batman show. He wasn't when he played Batman.
Yes.
Yeah, his version of Batman, not going deep or very creepy wise, but I just like his version overall.
Yeah, it was a very interesting take. Just made me realize, so that's how Batman was.
Yeah. And of course, the Robinsons.
Yeah, he along with Tom Kenny are the only people that I know from there. I mean, even though there are some, but still. And of course, how I got much more into him was, of course, shockingly in Chicken Little.
I also got introduced to him live action in the George Lopez show where he played a lawyer.
Oh yeah, he also did play. Speaking of lawyers, he did play R. Kelly's lawyer in an episode of The Boondocks.
That's right. But Adam West, he was one of the greatest actors out there. just doing comedy. Well, not really comedy, just the funny jokes overall with Family Guy and the Proud Parents.
Understand.
And when he, but when he sadly passed away, of course, I was really surprised at Jeff Minutes.
Yeah, it's a great takeover.
So is it on?
It's on.
Okay, so what I was saying about Adam was, his, what I have to say about his funny moments in the Proud Parents, and yeah, overall on Family Guy, he definitely brought a lot of great memories overall, and his voice is very recognizable. It's very calming, and he was just like one of the best legends. And the day I found out that he passed away, it was like shocking.
Yes, I agree with everything you said.
Because he was such an idol to all, and it was just unexpected at the time.
Well, yeah, it's just sometimes tragedy. I mean, like, it's everywhere. Like, you don't know when it's gonna strike, but when it does, it just it gets the world off balance.
But and the fact that he recorded his final lines for Mayor Adam was until 2019, because he recorded episodes beforehand, but it was sad. But I love how they still kept the dedication overall.
Me too. Oh, right, naming naming like the school after him, like Adam West High.
Exactly. For him overall, Infinity, he was like one of the best.
Yes.
All right. You want to know something? Oh, you could turn it down. All right. So who's next up?
Okay. Well, here and there are some other like recurring and minor and guest stars we will like mention. H. John Benjamin.
Yes, playing as Carl, also known for playing Bob Betcher from Bob's Burgers. And Archer from Archer, of course.
And Coach McGurk from Home Movies, Can of Vegetables from Wet Hot American Summer, and others.
Yeah, his voice was very recognizable, especially when we explained the comedy joke with him.
Exactly. And what I do like about him is that, yes, his fascination with movies allegedly let him get a job into the movies, since you want what you get.
Mm-hmm. And I especially liked him when he was as Yoda.
Yeah, that was something.
But yeah, overall with him, I give him Infinity.
Yes.
Other surprising ones were Andrew Kashuni.
Oh wait, you're saying as guest star or?
Like a surprising one. Like he appeared in this one episode where he played this geese, and he used a black guy's voice for this geese.
Geese or goose? Because goose is one and geese is multiple.
Well, goose, my fault. But yeah, it was surprising how he's using that voice.
Oh, alright.
Guest stars Wallace Shawn.
Oh yeah, now it's Bertram. Yeah. Yeah, when I heard Wallace Shawn as Bertram, I was like, whoa, that was unexpected. I did not mean to hear that voice come out of him. Like, I do know that Stewie himself is voiced by Seth MacFarlane, but him? That's just... this is one of the more surprising ones from Wallace Shawn, since he's known for playing softer characters like Rex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, his performance was surprising overall, because I'm just used to him as Rex, but also hearing him from The Incredibles, anything is possible. So yeah, I give him Infinity.
Same as you.
Alright, another guest star. Of course, he appears here with his character, displaying himself, James Woods.
Ah, right, yes. First got introduced to him in Walt Roly Poly, The Great Defender of Fun, and other different projects we will mention, but as himself, yeah, I did like him in the one episode where, what was it, Peter's Got Woods, where James Woods just tries to get revenge on Peter by stealing his identity and trying to make him Peter.
Yeah. And then we call it, Peter got revenge on him by being James Woods himself. Like, it was kind of like funny here and there. With me, how I got introduced to James Wood, yeah, it was Family Guy, but it was mostly because of Hercules.
Yes.
But yeah, James Wood had some like funny episodes. Well, except that murder mystery episode.
Well, it's a shame though. Like, he just invited everyone to say sorry, but then he himself got killed.
Yeah. But overall, yeah, him along with his character James Wood were like awesome. So yeah, like I give him 1,000 actually.
Yeah, 1,000,000.
Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, I would say, while she is great, and I did get and like my first introduction to her was All the Other Reindeer, but yeah, when it comes to, I'm just gonna say this nicely, blondes that don't really have much going on upstairs, yeah, she is the kind of like a Lindsay of, Family Guy. But in a good way, because even though she is a kind soul, sometimes her, ditziness can get a little bit, it wasn't for me.
I know. But yeah, Julian is the first character I got introduced to Drew Barrymore overall. And I do know she also played that hot teacher that Chris had a crush on.
Yeah.
But her work as Julian overall, she did great.
Yes, she sells everything.
I give her 1,000.
Zillion.
Yeah, another surprising guest star was Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, and his only ever voice role ever as, Patrick Peterschmidt.
Patrick! Hello, Lois. Yeah, I love the turn he took, because other than playing Iron Man, this is like a good performance by him, in my opinion.
More crazier and psychopathic, I'm just struggling fat dudes because, oh no, my mommy got hooked up with one too.
Yeah. But it was more of the shocking ones I got to, like, when doing research back in the day, which was pretty shocking as well. But it was pretty, awesome at the same time, knowing, like, these kind of stars appeared in Family Guy.
Let's see. Well, other different stars included were like Mae Whitman as like a Quagmire's baby in that one episode.
Yes, she did. And speaking of Quagmire, she also played one of Quagmire's girlfriends in one episode. Fun fact.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Remember when they went to that island for a couple retreat? And they switched partners around. If you remember that episode.
No, sorry.
That's okay though. But yeah, she surprised me too. Patrick Stewart.
Yeah. Even though in that one mixed episode, no, what am I saying mixed? Because it was the Star Trek cast, but All Dogs Go to Heaven, one of the worst episodes ever. But he still was funny as like playing an exaggerated, obnoxious, and just straight up, insane version of himself.
Remember, he also plays Susie's conscience as the voice inside of her.
Well, yeah, I was getting to that, but thank you.
But, yeah. Again, his work, this makes sense because, of course, how I got introduced to him overall was American Dad.
X-Men.
Nice. Another one would be Liam Neeson when he played himself.
Oh yes, he definitely did like prove himself to be like the world's greatest tough guy, and yeah, and that beatdown. What else can I say?
So, you like to talk about how you were beating me up, huh? Would you like to fight now, Peter?
It's Liam Neeson's voice that gets me alive. Like, it's so, like, awesome, and it's badass.
And, yes, could have said it better again.
Yeah. And it's funny because he appeared in, what was it, Ted 2, was it?
Well, yes, Ted 2, yeah.
Where he's asking about cereal.
Yes. Yeah.
So are the cereal really for kids, or can adults eat them?
Legit, that's the question. Also, so with Liam Neeson, yes. how I got introduced to him, like, yeah, Taken, when I used to see the commercials, but how I really got introduced to him was the Lego movie.
The Chronicles of Narnia.
Ooh, nice. Ben Stiller, though.
Yes, playing himself, where he actually, where one of the actual people in the world to actually, laugh at themselves because he was given Dumbo ears.
Yeah, I love how I make this joke about Chris Nolan and you kind of laugh at it.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, he needs some Ben Stiller ears, I swear. And I like how he flies like Dumbo.
His movies are terrible.
Another surprising one was Johnny Depp.
Oh, really? Well,
when he reprised his role as Edward Scissorhands in this one cutaway.
Ah, right. Because sometimes with cutaways, they can sometimes, even though it is great, it is kind of a waste of their talents, though.
Another surprising one was Aaron Taylor Johnson.
What?
Because remember when Stewie was fed up with everybody, he wished he had a different family? Yeah, he played Stewie's, British brothers.
Nice. I gotta, go back to that one, even though it might be a little mixed, but it's just for the fun of it. Oh, wait.
But I just have one last one.
Okay, well, last one for me. One of the more surprising guest stars were Josh Peck when he played, this 6-year-old boy that bullied Stewie into.
Yeah. That was surprising too, even though he was not credited for that role.
Right. Yes, one of the many because being uncredited is a crappy thing to do to somebody.
Exactly. I mean, they did it to Frank Welker, Maurice LaMarche. No surprise there. Why would they do it to Josh Peck? Alright, the last one I have for guest star is Allison Janney.
Ooh, alright. Elaborate?
Yeah, she played Quagmire's mother, Crystal Quagmire.
Not bad.
And yeah, this is the episode where I was talking about how, why he got charged as a sex offender and, how he learned his ABCs, basically.
Yeah, I think I pretty much saw that because it's literally titled Quagmire's Mom. One time, it's again, it's complicated.
But yeah, those are the cast and the great guest stars that appeared throughout the years of Family Guy history.
Oh, right, yes. Oh wait, I do remember in the BCE section that I put down nearly almost everyone, so that's what I'm gonna do. Right, I forgot I could do that. Say it again.
Of course, one of them was also Ryan Reynolds when he was acting gay towards Peter.
Yes.
But it was so cool to see him in the Family Guy, nonetheless. Even though he was acting too much weird, Deadpool, gay weird, but it's alright, I guess, in a way. But you.
Oh yes, I agree with what you said. Yes. Alright, so you done or?
Yeah, I'm done.
Alright. The songs.
Oh, there's a lot of great ones. I already basically explained the songs earlier from the episodes, but your take?
Of course, because Family Guy is one of the many shows have the best songs, and okay. Well, of course, everyone. Yeah.
I can name one. Remember when Peter first drank Red Bull and when he drank it for the first time, he started singing that song?
Yes, that's one of my favorite scenes from Family Guy as a whole.
And you?
Okay, while everyone would say that the number one would be, let's see, the freaking FCC song, which is, yes, one of the more catchier ones, but for me, I've always liked Give Up the Toad, which is a parody of You're the One I Want from Grease. And let's see, other favorites include, let's see, Can't Touch Me.
Oh yeah, that's another great one. Can't touch me, can't touch it, oh wow, man. It was so good though.
It sure is. Let's see. Let's see. what's another one? Okay, even though it may be dark, but yeah, Christmas time is killing us. But also from Road to the North Pole, All I Really Want for Christmas.
Mm-hmm. And Peter, what do you think of Kentucky?
Oh yeah, Kentucky is a state. Kentucky is a state. All the people there are these. Kentucky is a state.
Yeah.
Oh jeez. Let's see. Even though I don't want to go to the freaking site for it, I just no. Music, these songs. No. Let's see. Oh, right. Well, I do like the original songs that Seth MacFarlane wrote himself in the episode. Well, let's see. Well, yeah, like there was this episode where like Peter and Quagmire decided to like become a singing duo, and they were singing these original songs, and it was cool.
That's alright, because I got credit card debt. Credit card debt?
Oh, right, In Harmony's Way. That was the name of the episode, right. And my most favorite song is, like, Butter on a Pop-Tart.
Yeah. Let's say, they had a lot of great songs, It went wrong a little bit, but it was still catchy.
Of course. I mean, like, some might be controversial, like when you like I Need a Jew and let's see, the Down Syndrome Girl song, and
You can admit that Down Syndrome Girl was like so fucking mean to Chris.
Oh yeah, and in fact, like that was supposed to poke fun at Sarah Palin's son, which was well.
Yeah.
Oh, what the heck? I'll just go there.
Alright then.
I mean, and when I say go there, I just didn't want to go to the website, but I'll just like go with my gut, and I'll just well. Here's the many thing. What I do like is one of the many shows that actually have some songs here and there for to jump in whenever they can, or to cover for songs. It's cool. Yeah.
Especially like when they used Uptown Funk when Peter became principal.
Exactly my point.
Dun, 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 dun. And then when Peter was singing it, he fell down the stairs. Yeah. I do like how you made the sound effect for Peter when that bully took Meg's juice and it spilled on the floor.
Yes.
Do the sound effect.
Oh, okay. It was like, oh, you think that's funny? Him spilling juice everywhere? This is gonna make people sneaker sticky, and we're gonna have to listen, to all day.
Give me 1 second. I'm just getting my charger. I was playing, but go on with the other songs when you press record.
Oh, yeah. Okay, one of the more catchier ones, of course. Yes, since they do covers of original songs. One of my favorite ones is Mr. Booze from the episode Friends of Peter G, and I just gotta say it's one of the more catchier ones that I've heard. I also did like Shaboopy. It's such a pleasure.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Fresh, guess what?
What?
Puck you. Go puck yourself.
Right, yeah.
A lot of great memories, to be honest.
Oh yes, I indeed, yeah. We'll see. Well, that's all from my side with the songs. So. Okay, even though I could have said this at the beginning, but I will put this at the gift or bonus feature or special edition area, whichever you want to call it. What I do like most about Family Guy is its theme song, how it was mainly inspired by the show All in the Family.
I Exactly.
And when you think about it, it gives the impression that it's family friendly because there's nothing bad in the intro. Like it's made out to be like something special, something to entertain you, something to just make you want to watch the show. But then like, hey, this isn't what's included in the theme song, you know?
Yeah. There was on the theme song. It was only Chris.
Oh yeah, there was Chris and Trisha and Joe.
Yeah.
And what I do like, of course, you know, when you start out with season 1, when the animation looks different, and then the art evolution, it starts to get much more prettier. And
yeah, I did notice that. One of the first few shows I noticed that was the Powerpuff Girls.
Yes, Powerpuff Girls, SpongeBob, Fairly Odd Parents, Hey Arnold, South Park, The Simpsons, anything that you can think of. And and they also changed different people there. And like you know, when Cleveland is gone, I think it was like Mort that took his place, and then he took it back. And
yeah, I did notice that from like one of the intros.
And also, Joe can be seen like lifting his leg in order to kick upright, which is considered subtle because, you know, it would be rude not to let him do anything. And I like how like the many variations, like in Lottery Fever, where some girl says that she's pregnant, and Peter was like, "Take her off the stage. This woman is not well." And then Family Guy. And let's see, another one when Peter fell down. Like, you ever seen one where he fell down?
Yes.
Let's see, what's another different one? Well, that's mainly all that I could think of.
Don't blame you. Don't blame you.
And of course, yes, many of us were wondering what Stewie was actually saying. Some people said that he's saying F and cry, but it's actually laugh and cry.
Laugh and cry, it's a Family Guy. Da-da-da.
And now to end off with the scores.
The score for me, even though there were falling downs, it was still a good show. Still prefer over other good shows to Adult Swim, but for this occasion, I give it a 90.
88.
Yeah. But I did have something to say before we go off. Shut up, Meg.
Oh, hey, Louis, diarrhea.
He's Quagmire. That's absent.